Okay, much to do as always. We go to Driftveil City this time, but first, as promised, it's a weekend, so I'll head over to Anvil Town, see what's different. See the team. Go back to the Blitzel. This doesn't show on the top screen. There's no point. Toronto, the Servine. Ottawa, the Panpour. Miramichi, the Trubbish. Charlottetown, the Crocorock, and Moncton, the Arkan. I said I was going to maybe move the experience share to Ottawa, but it occurred to me that I think I have a guaranteed ducklet on the Driftveil drawbridge. As long as I catch it, I guess. I think I'd rather train a ducklet than a Panpour, so let's still do something different with my items right now. I'll move Toronto to the front. Let's give the amulet coin to my Crocorock and the experience share to my Arkan for now. That ought to do. And yeah, if I catch a ducklet, we can see about getting that some experience one way or the other. Anyway, Pokemon Center first. I have some fainted and paralyzed Pokemon here. Then Anvil Town. I was gonna say only 2 encounters this time, but that's not right. There's one in Driftveil City, right? There's some, or I don't know if that's the name of the area. The name of the area might be Cold Storage, but there's some grass down there. And if I have trouble beating Clay, I could always skip ahead a little bit, but I don't know that I will. And you can't go super far. Like, I don't think you can go to Chargestone Cave before beating the gym. Anyway. Take the subway one more time. You're in Anvil Town. This looks like there are more people, doesn't it? Let's see. What delicious air. You're still playing the same music from before, right? Trade lots of items. Trains are cool. Okay. It's a single train. It's the oldest train in the battle subway. Was this guy here before? For a loop line to go around the Unova region. Yep, I saw. You know, Tube Line Bridge. The train that runs on it is this single train. Okay. That'll be nice to know when we get to Tube Line Bridge. We'll have that little bit of lore. Why do people love trains? Maybe it's the design, the way they run so fast, still be so comfortable, simple but beautiful. It is kind of, now that you put it that way. Trade 2 escape ropes for 1 revive. Nah. Lots of people, I feel that means the trains are happy. This guy collects star pieces. Let's have a businessman-like exchange. I'm not interested in the PP up. Good luck, bro. Okay. 20 Pokeballs for a full restore. Nah. I don't think I have 20 Pokeballs. In fact, I'm confident that I don't. In fact, I'm going to say yes just to see what the game does with that. Ooh la la! You don't have enough Pokeballs. Okay. Well, ooh la la. Indeed. Alright, so there's just more people here, and some of them are item collectors and stuff looking to make some swaps. Nothing too crazy, but I don't think I had seen this before. Or if I did, I forgot. So lively. What do you say? It's so lively on weekends. Came to watch the trains. That's why you're lurking down here, away from the crowd. Alright, that was Anvil Town. Now onward toward the next gym. Last thing. Look at this map. Yeah, so you can see roughly where Anvil Town is. in the northwest. I don't know, one of those stops. I see I've gone a long way around the gear station here. It happens. I'm gonna meet Alder next, right? In just a moment. Could go into the big stadium and get some battles, but nah. We're done with that. There was a football game on last time, and I missed the window. There are performers gathering on Route 5. Alright, let's see some performing. I wonder who writes the news on the bulletin board. Oops, I didn't mean to go back. Yeah, who writes the news indeed? Oh, it's Sharon. Black, stop. You've got a bolt badge, I've got a bolt badge. Let's test who's stronger, you or me. This time I'm going to win. Sharon was kind of questioning last time. I battled him last episode. He was kind of questioning how it was that he couldn't keep up with me. Of course, last episode had some nice character moments for Bianca. We get more Sharon ones this time. He's going to be popping up a lot. It'll be nice to see what happens with that. I'm a little fuzzy on some of the details, I'm sure. Anyway, let's just try to deal with this Leopard. He's starting to lead with that now. I think he will for the rest of the game. That fake out did some damage, and now that he's shown the pursuit, I'm not about to try switching out, so need big leaf tornado damage here. That's some good damage and an accuracy drop. I don't know why he'd be surprised I chose that move. Unless he expects me to have a better one by now. There goes Leopard. Function levels up already, nice. Especially with Tranquil coming in next. I might want to switch to... I'll switch to Quebec. I was going to say Moncton, but... I don't know what level Blitzel evolves, and I'm kind of hoping it's fairly soon. It might be in the 30s, I don't know. At this rate, though, I might need to use somebody else to beat this Tranquil anyway. Yeah, Quick Attack doesn't quite... or Spark doesn't quite KO. Throw off another one. Nope. Get dropped to a Quick Attack crit. Yeah, that happens. Let's see if Mirror Machine can close this out. I was confused for a second on what item Mirror Machine has, but that's right, that's where the Eviolite is now. Anyway, just attacks through this turn. Because NPCs just like to stall like that sometimes. That should do it. Here's Pan Sage. I guess he's saving his starter for last, because I don't know why else you would choose this here. But might be able to just sludge through it. Even with the Leech Seed. Yeah, the poison... Maybe it could have gotten through an extra turn without being poisoned, but it was poisoned, so we don't have to worry about that. And that shouldn't do too much. Nice sound effect once again, though. And that just leaves Pig Knight. Yeah, my water type is way behind the rest of the team. I could switch to Charlottetown. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Get an Intimidate. He probably doesn't go for a fighting type attack immediately, although with this AI, who knows? Flame Charge, okay. That means it'll be faster and can throw off an Arm Thrust before I can dig. Well, let's see. Charlottetown just evolved, right? Like at the very end of the last episode. This is our first time seeing Krokorok in battle. I like that back sprite. Well, seeing Krokorok in battle on our side of the field, I mean. Actually one-shot the Pig Knight, so... Sharon's still really not keeping up. Well, you are strong, as usual. That's all he has to say for himself right now. Well, no, I think he's about to say more. Why? Why can't I beat you? Here's Lisa. Oh, you two are friends. I forgot, she didn't go ahead. I left her behind at the gym. We can suspend disbelief and say that she came over here while I was at the Pokemon Center. But that's right, she has to get the drawbridge lowered for us, doesn't she? That's nice, how you're helping each other get better by competing. Okay, let's go. Oh, and there's our guy. Oh, why if it isn't Elisa? Aren't festivals grand? Life should be enjoyed. Who is this man? This is Alder, the Unova region's champion. Champion? Why would the champion be goofing off in a place like this? Wow. I heard that remark. You're quite a judgmental young person, aren't you? Are you not? My name is Alder. I'm the Unova Pokemon League's champion. Pleased to make your acquaintance. For your information, I'm not goofing off. I'm on a voyage. I know every corner of Unova. I'm Charon from New Vema Town. See, Alder explores the region, sees all it has to offer. Anyway, my goal as a trainer is to become the champion. Traveling with a goal in mind is a commendable thing. And what do you plan to do after becoming the champion? Charon's completely puzzled by this, he's got nothing. What else is there other than striving to become stronger? The strongest trainer, that's the champion. Becoming stronger. Becoming stronger, you say? Is that alone enough of a goal? It's not that I'm trying to say your way of thinking is wrong. In my travels, I've helped many people learn to love Pokemon. I think that's important too. If you play with those children, you might gain more of an understanding. Will you two have a Pokemon battle with those two? Hey, you two! Come here for a moment. Understood, but before that, he heals my Pokemon. I knew that was coming, that's why I didn't go back to the Pokemon Center after Quebec fainted. Okay, let's battle. Alright, get a multi-battle here against Sarah and Billy. At this point in the game, Herdier is a solidly spammable Pokemon that we'll be seeing on NPC teams everywhere. And of course, it takes some nice neutral damage from Leaf Tornado. The Liepard seems like it's in a tougher spot here. Fake Out's nice though, I like the support. That didn't do great damage, actually. And it's setting up with workup. Uh-oh. Should be fine. Helping Hand? What are these double strats? Although wait, I think the one that used workup then used Helping Hand. So they're not exactly going for optimal damage here. A Citrus Berry? Unreal. These kids are strong. Accuracy drop is nice. Oh, I was wrong. The one that's set up throws off the attack. That did a lot of damage. I will tackle so I don't miss. Okay. Shouldn't have done that. Should have known that Sharon would deal with the weakened one. Now I'm just tackling the other one. But now that there's only one Herdier, that should be quite a bit more manageable. They did take down my starter. I just don't know which Pokemon I want to bring in here. I'll try to give Moncton all of this experience. Why not? And I forgot that I know it's Rock Smash. This is what I get not looking at the moves when I go over the team at the beginning. That did decent damage. Like a Citrus Berry, a defense drop would be nice, but no defense drop. But the AI is focused on that powerful takedown into Liepard, so we can close this out now. There we go. I don't know what, if anything, I'm supposed to learn from that battle, but let's find out. My Pokemon was so cute. My Pokemon listened to what I said and something. Nicely done. You didn't win, but that was a good battle. Excuse me. Your Pokemon looked like they were having fun. Young man, if there are people like you who pursue strength, there are also people who are happy just being with Pokemon. There are many different people and many different answers. When it comes to what a champion should be, you and I may hold differing views, but so be it. Give it some thought. Let's roll. The Driftveil drawbridge is just ahead. The Driftveil drawbridge. The champion is the strongest of the strong. That's all there is to it. It's tremendous that people in Pokemon, each so different, can acknowledge each other and be together. Alder is so strong and he's nice to Pokemon. I was scared of Pokemon, but Alder taught me that they're nice and friendly. Alright, yeah, I'll go to the Pokemon Center now because I don't think there's another heal about to happen. Actually, might as well get my encounter first. Oh, first grass tile. Gothita. Do I want to train a Gothita? Not especially. But, like, maybe better that than a Trubbish. Maybe. Yeah, I can swap this into the party over Miramichi. I'm good with that. But I don't know that either of them is really long for the party. We'll see. My last Pokeball, not traded for Full Restore or whatever it was. The ribbon-like feelers increase their psychic power. They are always staring at something. Okay. Oh. Welcome aboard, at least for now, Winnipeg. Now I go to the Pokemon Center. I'm going to take the Eviolite away from Miramichi right now so I don't forget. I'll give that to Winnipeg. Heal, make the swap, and then back to Route 5, was that? Oops. Wrong menu. There we go. Fake Tears, Double Slap, Psybeam, and Embargo. No, has Frisk, so that could be a little interesting. Where opponents have items. You can have the Eviolite, and let's see about TMs. I don't know if I have anything that are very interesting for Gothita. I wonder what level Gothita evolves. I have no idea. Echoed Voice? Can it learn that? Nope. What can learn Echoed Voice in this game? Stuff like Jigglypuff, maybe? But Gen 5, though. Stuff like Audino, maybe? Rasnot? Nah. This is fine. I've already forgotten what all those moves were except Psybeam, but I'm sure it's okay. Alright, there's actually a fair bit to see on this route. We can battle some trainers along here and also do the drawbridge. There's an item down here. I think there's some items and stuff up in the grass area as well. Hyper Potion, not bad. A little preview of the bridge. Elisa is just standing there waiting. So is Charon, but Charon I think is used to standing around waiting for me at this point. Yep, some of these people gathered around here are trainers. These Pokemon usually help me bake, today they'll help me battle you. I'm gonna say some of these entertainers gathered around. I don't know if that's the right word for a baker, but you know, nice to have some baked goods to munch on while you're watching a clown or something, right? Anyway, she sent out a Pansear and she has 2 other Pokemon, so probably the 3 monkeys. The 3 monkeys are not the most inspired Pokemon designs. They're alright, I kinda like them. Not that much, but they're not, like, offensive to me, but it is a little silly how much this game just spams a trainer who has the 3 of them. But we'll see if that's actually what's going on here. Pansear's gone. This is Panpour, yeah, okay. And then last will be Pansage. That does get kind of old. Kind of feels like it might be nicer to have them just mixed into trainers teams here and there, one at a time. More often. Hello. I mean, there is the food angle. Right, the gym leader brothers who use these run a restaurant. I can't remember where I got this from. Maybe it was the manga, but there's something about... Or maybe it's something the gym trainers say, actually. It might have been in an earlier episode that I recorded a few months ago. But something about tea that they make at the restaurant in Stratton City. And how tea incorporates plant, heat, and water. So those three Pokemon kind of complement each other in a tea shop. I feel like that was said somewhere in some medium. So hey, a baker running around with the three monkeys. It's not as obvious a connection, but not the worst thing. But yeah, I do feel like they kind of just spammed. This trainer has all three monkeys a little much in these games. I'm sure we'll see more of it, I'm sure. Got on well with my Pokemon. We break bread together. It's so much fun. I don't mind getting up early every day. That's nice. That's wonderful. This trailer here. Hi, I'm a humble maid. My master has a big heart to match his big belly. He's a gourmet. So I'm looking for ingredients that will make his heart jump for joy. Sniff, 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 sniff. Oh, that aroma. It smells so gourmet. Do you have a wonderful ingredient in your bag? Would you consider selling it to me? What do I have? Not this. Can't have this. Rare candy? What do I have that she's so interested in? A Castelia cone, but that's not a wonderful ingredient, is it? Is it a berry? We've got a few kind of interesting berries. Do you want an orange berry? The orange berry of yours is a very rare ingredient. Oh, maybe in this region. Would you a wonderful, very rare ingredient. Would you take 20 Pokemoney for it? Yeah, alright, sure. Merci, thank you. With this, I can create a superb menu. My master will be so surprised. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Okay. No. You have that one orange berry. It sounded like you could do a lot with it. Alder's still here, just hanging out. He has moved since I left the route and came back. He's positioned facing a different way now. I'll show you all the moves that my Pokemon have mastered. I guess I kind of want to talk about that Alder Charon moment, but I don't really have many thoughts about it. But I guess Charon... Charon and Bianca tie in with truth and ideals. I've been saying that all the time here. I missed the clown's name, but he's a Whirlipede. And Bianca is very sort of sure of who she is, even as she tries to figure out what she wants in life. And we saw her defend her worldview against her father's worldview and her need to go on an adventure and learn things her own way. Charon thinks he knows what he wants already and thinks that the adventure is about chasing that idealized goal. And of course, we'll get more Alder backstory later, a little bit more. But Alder is starting to help Charon kind of open up his mind to other possibilities in life after, yeah, not matching Charon's mental image of what the champion is. I don't know that I have much more to offer on that right now, but of course it'll continue to play out over the rest of the story. We'll see a bunch more of Charon in this episode, so he'll probably have more to say. That was a crit. It also poisoned. That's annoying. But these Whirlipede are dropping pretty quickly. There goes that one. So sorry that you underestimated you and your Pokemon's moves. Well, it seemed like all you had there was Poison Tail. Oh, he just goes back to clowning. Okay. Sometimes a battle feels beautiful. Ours takes your breath away. Ours was such a battle. Let me see if I have an antidote. I do. I have 3 antidotes. I only need 1 right now. These people are not trainers. The musician and the dancer are. I think being able to make Pokemon smile is a super awesome talent. That's why Pokemon are so awesome, because they can make you smile. Nice. Street performers are my favorites. They're so charming. The Pokemon and their partners all have amazing moves. Alright, let's see. Fiercely, my battle song. Battle fiercely, my Pokemon. I didn't read that right. That's fine. I didn't And deliver it right is what I mean. Whatzel? Should be easy enough to deal with. Dodges a leaf tornado. Well, somebody was going to eventually, right? And then another Blitzel. Okay. I'm going to Chargestone Cave next time, aren't I? See some interesting electric types around there, no doubt. But that's not this time. The cold storage this time. That's the fun and exciting dungeon for this one. This guy says his rhythm got thrown off. In battling you, I came to understand. You're the best. Here, this is for you. I didn't start any further dialogue with him after the battle. He started it, so he could give me an electric guitar for the prop case, I guess. Makes sense that he's training Blitzel. You want your Pokemon to hold this electric guitar, go to the musical theater. Cooler than cool. Alright, and he just says the same thing again when I start more dialogue. Turn around, it's my turn. Alright, turn around. Yeah, I don't really know what he's cooking there. Something musical. Dancer Brian, Darumaka, okay. Switch. That Fire Punch did a fair bit of damage even after Intimidate, because Darumaka is actually pretty strong. Probably his Hustle, too. But it gets one-shot by Dig. Yeah, training Darumaka or Darmanitan in-game is a lot of fun because they just get crazy KOs. Acrobatics is very tempting. Delete Pluck for Acrobatics. I would probably then want Moncton to not be holding an item. I mean, that's okay, right? Might get a tiny bit awkward when I get the lucky egg later, but yeah, I'll get Acrobatics, and I'll just give the experience share to somebody else. I just have to swap Moncton into battles sometimes. It's okay. Anyway, here's another Darumaka. This one should also drop to a Dig. Goodbye. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Okay. Difficult to have a battle while tapping my toes, but I am a dancer. It is natural to shine. Yeah. Another one where using contractions kind of feels like it would be more natural, but maybe it's just a dramatic delivery. Anyway, let's take the experience share from Moncton and give it to Quebec. Now that Moncton is very much specifically incentivized to not hold an item. Quebec is at a little bit lower level anyway, even after all that training last episode. Hi, trainer. Let me turn you into a work of art. Okay, so this guy is also an entertainer. I forgot, because his... Well, I guess this is just what... that just is the overworld sprite of an artist, but... It's not as obvious as watching a dancer actually dance or something, so I forgot. But yeah, this I think is our last entertainer performer out here. Is a Sigilif. That's pretty scary. Let's see if Quebec can handle it. Switching it on an air cutter isn't bad. Never mind, it is bad. That's still crit and did a lot of damage. Whirlwind, okay. Well, Quebec isn't about to faint at least. Ottawa might be. But I really think Ottawa is not long for the team. I'll reconsider if I don't manage to catch a Ducklet. It's just another Whirlwind now from the Sigilif. Who's brought in this time? It is Charlottetown. And as long as we land an attack, that'll be the end of this Sigilif because we have Crunch. It sets Tailwind for some reason. That's GG, but that experience is obviously being spread like 4 different ways, but nobody fainted, so that's nice. I got a lot of subjects to paint. The reason why there are so many colors in this world, white, black, red, green, blue, yellow, is that they can be mixed to create an explosion of new color. Boom! That's kind of goofy, but in a way, kind of fitting with the themes of the game. Right? They don't have to stand in opposition to each other. We can build something better together. Boom! Anyway. A couple more trainers up here, and some items and stuff. This big bag, what do you think is inside? Don't love being asked that question by a stranger in the woods. With a dream creature ready to fight me. Leave seed this in case it puts Toronto to sleep. Or just start spamming yawn. Just goes for Zen Headbutt, that'll work. We'll take that. Oh, and then we knocked it out with a Leaf Tornado crit. Guess the Leech Seed might not have been necessary. I lost, but now I have 2 more things to add to my bag. What? I'll tell you a secret. The things I put in the bag are memories of my journey. The things you can't see are very heavy. Alright. Well, that had a pretty, that wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. Let's see what's in this wiggling grass. Chinchino. Not gonna catch it, of course. Nuzlocke catching rules are still on. That's a cool encounter. Saves you a shiny stone if you get that encounter, and also you get access to it early because I don't have a shiny stone yet. As my mind roams, as the wind blows, destiny has brought us to this battle. Okay. A little dramatic, but I'm not as creeped out as I was by that last person. The way that they introduced themselves. And should be able to delete this Palpitoad pretty easily. Yeah. Just had to connect. There it is. I just realized the gym is going to be awkward because I'm probably going to want to lead Toronto through a lot of it, but Leaf Tornado only has 10 PP, so you might have to bear with some trips to the Pokemon Center. I want to fly around the Unova region, blown by the wind. Alright, well, that guy's got big dreams. I respect it. Anyway, that's it for this route. Drawbridge time. I was going to see if I could talk to Sharon before activating it, but no, as soon as I get close, this way. Now to contact him. Ring, 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 phone call, phone call. It's me, Elisa. Please lower the drawbridge. I have a couple of trainers here who want to challenge you. Okay, thanks. Now watch this. Oh yeah, let's go. I have a TV gig, so I've got to go. The gym leader of the next town may take some getting used to. Do your best, both of you. Oh yeah, we're going to deal with a very different personality now compared to some of the recent gym leaders that we've met. But hey, all the gym leaders bring some color to this region in their own ways. Mixing together a bunch of different vibes to create a color explosion. Boom! What I am is a trainer, says Sharon. I prove I'm right by getting stronger and winning in battle, even against the champion. And yet you keep losing to me. Might want to think about it, buddy. Our bridge would be meaningless if no one ever crossed it. Bridges connect the world, that's as solid. Bridges connect the world, that's as solid as a symbol can get. Yeah, alright. Pretty clear then what that's about, huh? Connecting the world. Hey, connecting the world is important. It's a theme of the whole Pokemon series. Gotta respect it. It's a valuable theme to keep in mind these days, I'll just say that. Sometimes above the bridge you can see the shadows of bird Pokemon, right? Their feathers drift to the ground here, and when you try to pick them up, occasionally you'll run into a Pokemon. Yeah, I will be keeping an eye out for that before I leave the bridge. I do like all the big bridges in Unova running across them. It's just a nice little setting. I imagine some players probably find it tedious to run across this long corridor in game terms, but the bridges are really nice scenery, I think. I like them. Sky Arrow Bridge is my favorite, but the others also pretty solid. If you count the Marine Tube, that's my actual favorite, but that's only in black and white too. We won't be seeing it in this game. And it's underwater. Is it really a bridge? I don't know. Discuss. When a ship passes, the bridge raises and lowers, but Clay controls when the ships run from the start, so when the bridge raises and lowers, it's up to Clay. That makes sense. But you'd still think there'd be like a schedule. It kind of seems like it's up to Clay's whim. Not really sure how that works very well. When Driftveil is mentioned, what comes to mind is the cold storage. And Charles. Oh yeah, we're going to meet Charles soon. Okay, that's the exit from the bridge. I don't have an encounter yet. We are going to meet Charles soon. I have not forgotten. And if I had, I would talk to him because I talk to everyone in this playthrough. Why don't I see any birds? Where are they? I'm going to leave the bridge and come back. I don't know why that would make any difference, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, there's one. Maybe it did make a difference. Driftveil drawbridge encounter is, as I said, a ducklet. I think that's the only thing it can be. Aqua Ring. So much for weakening it with Leech Seed. I'll switch to Quebec and paralyze it, I guess. And then just throw a Great Ball. I think I'm out of Pokeballs now. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I am out of Pokeballs. Great Ball, go. Oh, I forgot to actually paralyze it. I just switched my Blitzel in and then threw a ball. Well, it worked. Can't argue with the process when it works, right? Maybe not. These bird Pokemon are excellent divers. They swim around in the water eating their favorite food, peat moss. Okay, that's cool. Guess I'll call you... Oh, that's not the right letter. I just fully put in an N instead of an H and almost locked that in. Steinbach. We'll get you from the PC in Driftveil City. I don't think there are any more trainers to fight before then. Anyway. Yeah, that'll be the new water type on the team for now. One more trip across the bridge. I hear a bird. I don't see it. Doesn't matter. Already got my bird. And here we are. Which are amazing because they're symbols of connecting the world. But the guy on Route 5 is saying the same thing, isn't he? They're starting to learn at this point in the Pokemon series, 4 generations in. The Saffron City guards could never. They're starting to understand how repetitive they are. So how about this city's pride and joy, the drawbridge? We also call it the Charizard Bridge due to its elegant form. I think I once heard that you can hear Charizards cry occasionally on the bridge. I don't know if I ever confirmed that to be true or debunked it. I don't know that I know whether that's true or not. And I can't think of where I heard it. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. You let me know. We got another nice little bridge here, and then time to meet Clay already. Hermph! So you're the trainers Elisa was talking about, huh? I'm Clay. I'm the gym leader around these parts. Don't be expecting no welcome now. Because when we lowered that bridge, the Team Plasma guys we'd caught done escaped in all the ruckus. What a bother. We're grateful that you lowered the bridge, but how is it our fault that they escaped? You can say whatever you want. But what's important is y'all showed up and then Team Plasma escaped. Maybe it's a little heavy-handed, but you ought to start looking for Team Plasma too. You're both talented trainers, aren't ya? By the way, another of my favorite bits of background music for a city in the Pokemon series. Tell you what, if you find Team Plasma, I'll let you challenge my gym. Life's all about give and take. Alright, Mr. Businessman over here. Well, I suppose that's fair. I don't know that it is, Sharon. I don't know that it is. He's a gym leader. He's kind of supposed to take challenges. Granted, some gym leaders are a little bit, they play a little bit fast and loose with that. But really, we would have looked for Team Plasma even if he hadn't asked. I can get stronger while beating that bothersome bunch. Black, I'll go on ahead. Yeah, I don't know that this situation really adds up. First of all, it's interesting that Clay is rounding up Team Plasma. I don't think they're... Maybe they're well known as a criminal organization by this point, but like most of what we've seen of them in terms of the public-facing side of things is that they do Pokemon liberation speeches. And people are at least vaguely sympathetic, at least seriously considering their views. It's not like Team Rocket, where they just show up and they're like, we're the mob, we're gonna do crimes now. That said, we have seen Team Plasma members pretty blatantly do some crimes. We're already seeing the early signs of the split that will carry over to Black 2 and White 2, where some Team Plasma members are true believers in their cause, and other Team Plasma members are just criminals who who follow Ghetsis' true goals, more or less, and more than that, I think, just like that he gives them cover to commit crimes. We've seen them steal Pokemon and stuff, pretty blatantly, abuse Pokemon. It's not that strange that Clay would have reason to round some of them up, or at least be suspicious of the group, right? What's really not adding up is that Elisa called him and said, hey, please lower the drawbridge, and he said, yeah, okay, sure, because, I mean, that was a pretty quick call. And then he lowered the drawbridge, which presumably he can do by just telling someone to do it, and somehow that caused a ruckus, and the Team Plasma members he'd rounded up escaped. It sure seems an awful lot like Mr. Busy, big businessman Clay is, he goofed something up, or somebody working for him did, and he just is using the opportunity to get somebody else to fix it for free. Dangling a gym battle that really should be able to get anyway. For that. But yeah, I don't really see how that's my fault. I have no idea how... Hey Clay, will you please lower this drawbridge? Would cause a ruckus. Well, maybe I just don't know how things work in this city. I've come here from a faraway small town after all. Anyway. Let's heal the team, and in case you forgot, swap Ottawa out of the team into the PC for Steinbach the Ducklet. Aerial Ace, Bubble Beam, Feather Dance, and Aqua Ring. Not bad. Decent start. I don't know that I have any TMs that are of interest for this, but let's take a look. Not digging Rock Tomb, that's for sure. I wonder whether Ducklet could learn Echoed Voice. Maybe it is just Audino. I don't think so, but this is getting a little silly. I'll give the experience share to Steinbach. Steinbach is immediately maybe my best answer to Clay's Excadrill, although that Bubble Beam will be weakened by the Impish nature. But my guess is Steinbach won't get enough experience before the gym to actually be that valuable. But still, good to have a water type in the ground gym. Maybe I even swap to the Eviolite before I battle Clay. I don't know, we'll see. Now, I'm kind of in the middle of the city here. Which way do I want to go to start exploring? I might as well go down here first. The reason I'm hanging around is because I want to hang around. Aw, if my Pokemon just knew to move Surf, I could move on top of the water. Yeah, there's an item or something over there. There's also water. There's some kind of wild Pokemon over there. I cannot remember whether the grass is in Driftveil City or in cold storage, but it is possible that there's a Driftveil City encounter coming up later. But I don't know Surf yet. It's not too terribly far off. The Pokemon of Lightning and the Pokemon of Wind are both known to come and go as they please. Alright, early Tornadus and Thundurus mentions. If you don't know the legendaries of this region, this probably makes no sense, but yeah, dangling in front of us that some legendaries beyond the big-time story ones are coming up. A little preview of the gym there. The old guy on Route 6 is searching for legendary Pokemon. If you're interested, go talk to him. Alright, a lot of hints at legendary Pokemon here. The old guy on Route 6 is, of course, not searching for the Pokemon of Wind or the Pokemon of Lightning. 2 legendary trios, other than the big box art ones, 2 lesser legendary trios in this region. We've gotten little hints dropped about both of them already. Just the first few people I talked to in Driftveil City. I don't know what is going on in here. Why are there so many people? Living is using time given to you. You cannot recall lost time. Don't forget that, okay? I want other people to like me. There's a reward. It's okay to help people with such motivations because helping is itself a great thing. Okay, nice lesson for the kids, I guess. This happened to me once after I crossed the bridge. When I was at a loss, the person who helped me was a total stranger. After all, helping each other is important in life. Okay. This woman is talking noticeably slowly. People who visit the Entralink hid items somewhere. The Entralink is unique, isn't it? It's like the opposite of N speaking quickly gimmick. Do you think all people in the world can understand one another? Yes. I'd like to think so. I don't really know. I see. I think so too. Happiness is here today, gone tomorrow. There's no everlasting happiness, so don't be greedy. When I go to the Entralink next time, I'd like to register a pass power and make everyone smile. Okay, so there are a bunch of weird like life lessons for the kids here. Remember, happiness is good and so is helping people. But they're also clearly talking about the Entralink. Now the Entralink is a feature of this game, which I actually did use a little bit. I think I played it with my... I used it to play with my brother at some point. I cannot remember exactly how it worked. I'm sorry, I'm gonna open the town map. I know you can't see it. But just picture for yourself the Unova region. Entralink somehow uses that area in the middle. Yeah, in the middle of the Unova region, there is a place of mysterious power. The Central Park area that you mostly can't go to. Challenger's Cave. I completely forgot about that area. Anyway. I think you can just, like... It's a little bit like an early version of the Union Circle, I think, isn't it? You can cross over to an extent into the other person's game world and interact with it some. I'm actually gonna... I don't usually look things up in the middle of these, but I'm intrigued enough about the Entralink because unlike the Dream World, where I just have no idea what it was, how it worked, I actually did use this a little bit. A long time ago now. A place where you can connect to another player's world. Accessed via the wireless function of the C gear. Entree Forest allows players to catch Pokemon met in the Dream World. Okay, so there's a tie into the Dream World there. That part I definitely never did. Items from the Dream World waiting to be picked up. Connect to another player's world via the wireless function of the C gear. Pass powers. What do pass powers do? I don't know. What did I ever do with this feature, then? Visiting other players. In Black and White, but not in Black 2 or White 2, where the bridge was removed from the game, players may choose to visit each other's worlds via the Entralink. To do that, one player must be inside the Entralink, while the other must be located in one of the following locations which form the hexagon surrounding the Entralink. Embasa City, Driftveil City, Mr. Alton... so it's exactly as it says, the hexagon surrounding it. The, you know, round variety of routes and cities, which have that mostly inaccessible area in the middle. The other player must not be inside a building. The visiting player would have to stand on the connecting bridges at the sides of the Entralink to make a connection. The other player's sea gear must be on as well to establish a connection. Once connected, the visiting player would be able to enter the other player's Entralink by crossing the barrier. Upon entering, the visiting player would have their overworld sprite changed and appear in a black and white version of Unova. Everything is the same as the original, except that the visiting player cannot enter buildings or certain places, and all the routes and towns are connected via warp portals instead of connectors. The visiting player can also keep track of the other player's location at the bottom screen and warp to the different towns by simply tapping with the stylus. The visiting player may also access the other player's entree to... okay. Up to 2 players may connect to the same player's world. There are Entralink missions in the other player's world. Item missions. And hide items. Battle missions. Doesn't look like there's a ton to do there, but I definitely did connect to my brother's world at some point. I do vaguely remember that. That's what those people were talking about. I guess it's like a really early precursor to the Union Circle. Very limited amount of interaction, but non-zero. Was I gonna look at one other thing? Next to the dream world. I still have no idea how the dream world worked. I never learned. A browser-based online game that connected to Pokemon Black and White and Black 2 and White 2. Operated by the Pokemon Global Link website. Alright, we're not going to dwell on that right now. That's too much to look up at the moment. But yeah, those people dropping info about the Entralink. I don't know if anything in this game so far has ever steered my attention to the Entralink. I can't think of anything that has. It feels like the kind of thing that a player like me could have easily overlooked up to this point. It feels like the kind of situation where you'd expect people in this house to more explicitly say, like, you can use this feature to do this, instead of just, it sure is nice when the items are hidden, or something. But they're drawing a little bit of attention to it, I guess. In one of the early parts of the Hexagon, right? Nimbasa City was the first part of the Hexagon I reached, and then Route 16. I said 16, is that right? The route to the east of Nimbasa City, where Lost One Forest is. Route 5, and now Driftveil City. I guess it makes sense that the game would start drawing my attention to it. That just felt like a weirdly... I don't know if indirect is the right word, but like... not quite super explicit way to do it. Go to the gym. I'm a trainer, let me in. Our gym leader Clay is in the middle of something right now. Please come again later. I haven't been remembering to read these things. Clay is the underground boss. He sure is. Over here is the exit from the city. No reason to go there right now. Did I talk to you already? I did. Pokemon of Lightning and the Pokemon of Wind. Oh right, I forgot about all the legendary hints being dropped. I got so distracted by the Entralink. You know there are many kinds of Pokemon? Different kinds of Pokemon can learn different kinds of moves. It feels a little bit late in the game for that info, but okay. I'm grateful that you came all this way. Are you a trainer? Ooh, you have a Pokedex. It's so marvelous. I wonder if you'd please do me a favor. I would like to see a Pokemon that has learned a move called Retaliate. To be clear, that's Retaliate. Please show it to me today. Anybody in my party learn Retaliate? I have that TM. In fact, I'm guaranteed to have that TM by this point in the game. I wonder whether it necessarily starts with that or it's random or something. So what I can do is I can teach Retaliate to Charlottetown for Rock Tomb, and then I can teach Rock Tomb right back with that TM. Oh my goodness, your Krokorok can use Retaliate. You went to all the trouble of teaching it to your Pokemon? That's so touching. This is a small token of my appreciation. Please don't hesitate to accept this. A heart scale, nice. And I didn't even have to demonstrate it? Wonder what Retaliate looks like when it is actually used. I'm sure you could use it skillfully. She doesn't want to find out. I guess she doesn't have a Pokemon for me to battle. Heart scales are, I think, in this game used for the move reminder, like they are in most games where they appear. I'm not 100% sure I have that right. I also don't know where the move reminder is. Hey, it might not be the worst thing to have a heart scale for later. We'll see. Oh, Gothita can learn Rock Tomb. I don't think I care, but I mean, I don't think I'm going to teach it, but I wouldn't have guessed that. Gothita can learn Rock Tomb, huh? I didn't even bother to check that TM earlier. Anyway, let's go down here and battle Charles before anything else. And if I'm going to battle Charles, what 3 Pokemon do I want in my lead spots? I think these 3 make sense. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I learned a new style of Pokemon battling. Alright, let's go. Gen 5 battle styles. Long gone from the series now, but I do enjoy them. I actually forgot that it was going to be a rotation battle. That's right, it's a triple battle in white. I got mixed up there. Actually, I didn't need to swap my lead Pokemon at all. I went Servine, Krokorok, Arcan. But I actually think I'm going to change my mind now that I've been reminded that it's a rotation battle. So no, I don't want to learn about... Oh man, getting someone's attention is really hard. Just give me a second, Charles. I'm going to put... I'm going to put Steinbach in the lead spot instead of Moncton. Because if I just keep Steinbach not rotated in, then it gets extra experience without being in danger. Heartbreaker, Charles, let's go. In rotation battles, you send out 3 Pokemon at a time in battle. 1 Pokemon takes the lead position, and the other 2 stand on each side. The trick is, each turn you can change their positions, and that's a rough explanation of rotation battles. Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit rough, but it gets the point across, I think. I'm a Heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Hey, if you're a trainer, how about a rotation battle? He did that whole spiel, and then he still asked me to confirm that I want to do one. You got a good attitude, don't you? I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. I'm always at full throttle. Oh, I know, Charles. You are always at full throttle, alright. Now, I don't know if there's any strat to playing rotation battles against an NPC. I just look for a neutral spammable move, and Leaf Tornado looks like a good one here. It's super effective into 2 of these and neutral into the other. I don't know if there's really a way to predict what the AI will go for. But yeah, I'm just going to Leaf Tornado. And I didn't swap this time. That Krokorok is probably just going down, yep. Toronto wants to learn Slam. I will delete Tackle for Slam. I know it's very inaccurate. It's 75 accuracy. That's really bad, but it's so much stronger than Tackle. And I don't think I'm keeping it long term anyway. I'm going to get frustrated whenever Slam misses, but hopefully I won't be using it too often at all. What a silly move, though. There's no reason it had to be that inaccurate. Let's see if he leaves his Basculin in to take this. He does. Alright, pretty easy rotation battle. I can just swap to Charlottetown and dig the Zebstrika. Almost swapped the wrong way. There we go. Wrong way would have been bad, although Pursuit, probably not KOing my Steinbach. Notably, I don't get intimidated in this game, I guess because my Krokorok was off to the side when I brought it in. But no Intimidate needed. That was easier than I thought. I thought Charles would at least swap his Pokemon around here and there. But he never did. Of course, that won't be the only rotation battle in the playthrough. He just introduced himself again. And now, sheesh! That's embarrassing. Getting schooled when I was planning to teach. Still, you have potential. You have to understand your Pokemon to win in a rotation battle. If you want to have more rotation battles, go to Opaloost City. I mean, I will eventually. Okay, here's the Driftveil Market. Haven't gone in there in many years, I'm sure. Hey there, trainer. Have you ever battled the Elite Four of the Pokemon League? Not yet. You can't battle them unless you have 8 gym badges, right? City of Billowing Sales. I guess because of all the shipping that goes through here. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. The last time I went into this market might genuinely have been my first ever playthrough. I was not even ready for what it was going to look like. Nice design here. Unova region is always so pretty. Somewhere, there's a laid-back town where people value the year's seasons. I heard we've imported a lot of goods from that town. A laid-back town where people value the year's seasons. That reads like it's one of those specific references that they put into other locations, but I can't place what it would be. And also, the season thing makes me think it might be here in Unova, and not a... But it could be a past generation area. I don't know. I'm stumped. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all sold out. That Charles guy bought everything I had. Ah, I see. Ah. Well, he got her attention, in a manner of speaking. Looks like there's a way to go inside there and get an item. Whenever we come to the market, vegetables of all seasons are available. Isn't that a marvel? There are medicinal herbs that make Pokemon healthy. Welcome, may I help you? Is he selling medicinal herbs? If he is, I'm not interested, but good luck, buddy. I'd like to talk to this person as well, but someone in the way. The medicinal herbs imported from another region work very well, but Pokemon don't seem to like them because they taste a little bitter. Where are the medicinal herbs from? Are they specifically tied to the lore of one specific region? Or am I just being told they don't grow in Unova? Actually, hang on. Maybe these are based on something grown in Japan or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're based on, actually. You. Glad you came. You want something good? Then show me a Pokemon level 30 or more. Oh, you. Not so good yet. After trading Pokemon, come back here again. Yeah, my highest is at 29. I'll try to remember to come back if I get somebody to 30 in this episode. Goods carried away from a town somewhere else arrive in Driftveil. Yeah, the world is connected. Sure is. Welcome, this is straight from the farm. Moo Moo milk, 1 bottle for 500 money. Would you like some for your trip? I'll take a dozen. A dozen? That's 12 bottles. It sure is. It's like that cafe in Sinnoh. North of Celestian Town. North of the unknown farm daycare town. Where you can buy a dozen Moo Moo milk. I didn't know there was a vendor for that in Unova too. Anyway, we can go in here. Just as I thought. Get a big pearl. Kind of feels like stealing, but it was just sitting there in an item ball, I guess, for anyone to take. Maybe Charles left it for what's her name to find. That's gonna be my headcanon now, I think. Good luck, Charles. There are Pokemon that evolve when they're traded. Awesome! But why do they evolve? That's a good question. TV programs can sometimes teach you about Pokemon's moves or abilities. That is a good question. The best explanation we have is just like some kind of electrical stimulation, right? And then of course with Shelmet and Karrablast specifically, Karrablast takes Shelmet's shell. But something like a Haunter or a Kadabra, yeah. Electrical stimulation, I think, is all we've got. Anyway. Hey, let's jump on this. We'll trade my Basculin with your Minccino. I don't have a Minccino. Also, if I had a Minccino, I'd rather have that than a Basculin. Oh, you must love your Pokemon. If you ever change your mind, let's trade. He's acting like... I mean, I said no because I don't have a Minccino. I also would say no otherwise, but that was the initial reason. But he's not accounting for that possibility. So what happens if I say yes and I don't have a Minccino? Here, have this Gothita. What I want is Minccino. Okay, that's all he has to say. What I want is Minccino. Idiot. Ha-hoo! You have a Pokedex. How many Pokemon have you found? Hoo-ha! You found 50 or more. Now we're talking. This is for you. A Shell Bell? Okay. Pokemon holding a Shell Bell recovers its HP a little bit if it inflicts damage during a battle. What's more important is this. Have you showed the Pokedex to a professor? What is that? What is that to you? You know any professors? I just have to show it to a professor? And this is a big thing to you? A painter hanging out in this house saying, ha-hoo? The sad thing about the Shell Bell is I would really like to give it to my Archon, but I don't want to give an item to my Archon at all because acrobatics. So I'll give it to Quebec. Quebec could probably use a little bit of recovery and also is the only one other than Moncton not holding an item right now. I don't usually do held items in a playthrough, but I've been getting enough decent ones here that are actually fairly useful. I do usually use the Amulet Coin when I play this game and the Lucky Egg when it comes up later. I don't know what I'll do when... yeah, I might have to move some items around a bit. Some more... What I already talked to this girl. When I get the lucky egg. But that's... I think next episode. But certainly not this one. Hey, the professor gave you a Pokemon to start your journey, right? Why is everyone here so interested in professors? If that Pokemon is still with you, and if you two have a strong bond, there's a special move it can learn. Oh, okay. Battle combo move. Okay. You know what? Never mind. This guy's justified. How strong is Grass Pledge in this game? Is it worth dropping Leaf Tornado? Because if it is, same PP, won't miss. No, only 50 base power. I'm keeping Leaf Tornado. Grass Pledge gets stronger in some generation. I don't know which one, but now I know it's not this one. Oh well. Water Pledge, Fire Pledge, and Grass Pledge. These three moves will create a special effect if they are combined in a battle. They sure will. I made some Reg-H videos with those effects. They're fun. But hard to make the most use of. Hard to use consistently, I should say. Even though a couple of them are situationally really good. I work in the cold storage. The cold storage is in the southernmost part of the city. Okay. A terrific trainer! Let me share a training tip with you. During a battle with a trainer, even if your Pokemon's items are taken away, don't worry. They will be returned to you safely after the battle, but disposable items seem to disappear. Yeah, that's why I'm scared to use disposable items in a playthrough. I think they stopped disappearing in some generation, but I don't know which one. Those Team Plasma meanies forced me to battle them, and when I lost, they stole my Pokemon. You know what? Fair enough, they are meanies. Let's see what I can do about that. Also explains why Clay is trying to arrest them. If that's what he's doing something with them, rounding them up, capturing them. When I win, it's because of my Pokemon. When I lose, it's because of me. That's how I always think. If you get conceited, you get sloppy fast. Alright, that's a mindset. Some kids are catching and training Pokemon close to the cold storage. Can't go through here. Cross another bridge. This area is cold storage, so that means, oh yeah, the grass will be down here, and I'll get my Driftveil City encounter when I have Surf. I think there's no fishing rod before the post game in this game, right? I think that's correct. Like it's weird, but I think it is the case. Looker gives you the fishing rod at the early end of the post game, and there's only one in this game. So yeah, probably Surf encounter. Well, it'll just be like a Basculin or something. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it'll be. Maybe they have Frillish or something in Driftveil City. Workers carry Pokemon in loads. I am a youngster. I am close to my Pokemon. We all cooperate happily. Alright, cool story. Another Whirlipede? I definitely feel sometimes when I play through this game. Sorry, I just took a sip of iced tea that hit my throat a little weirdly. I might cough. We'll see. No, that was resolved quickly. I feel sometimes when I play this game that like the NPC teams get a little bit samey over time. I guess there is enough variety. It's not like everyone's throwing a Whirlipede at me or everyone has a Herdier. There's a little bit of a feeling though of seeing the same few Pokemon a lot, which I guess is kind of... It's how it goes when you... How do I put this? It was like that in Generation 1 as well, because there only were 151 Pokemon. And Generation 4, because they cut their Pokedex, in Diamond and Pearl I should say specifically, down to that many. Diamond and Pearl are really bad for feeling like there just aren't a whole lot of Pokemon there. Even though it's the same number as Gen 1. I guess it just doesn't match what we were used to at that point. Plus there's some weird choices in terms of which ones, like Ponyta being the only wild fire type. It never occurred to you that the Pokemon you find around containers came here from another place? But also, I guess you get some of the same effect in Black and White. And I do feel that as I play through the game, and maybe I will as we go through the middle stretch here, over the next couple of cities and stuff. But genuinely, I am finding it's not too bad. That kid had a Carablast. I don't know when I'd seen one of those before in this playthrough. Maybe only in the Battle Subway. There's some variety here and there. And of course, if it were winter, I could start to encounter Vanillite here. I don't think I'll be able to get a Vanillite encounter because it's summer. But ice types are starting to get seeded in a little bit. while tying in with the season mechanic. I think this guy's going to give me a Rocky helmet. A helmet is an important tool for shock protection. It's good to let your Pokemon have one too. That's a good item, but I don't think. I think my team is all good for items right now. This kid will also battle. My dad is working in a gym. I am receiving special training there. Okay. Great. Didn't ask. Also, a gym? Not specifically the one in this area, but just somewhere. A gym. Another bug type. This one's a Joltik. So yeah, this was the worst time to talk about teams feeling kind of samey. They did a pretty good job with these guys. Also, the Unova region has a lot of interesting bug types. Gen 5 really stands out for that with me. Stuff like Galvantula, Volcarona, Leavanny, Crustle, Escavalier. A lot of good variety there. It also does really well with ghost types, which, you know, I don't know if I should say they were neglected by other generations, but there weren't a lot of ghost types before Gen 5. I mean, Gen 1 only had one ghost family. Gen 2 only added literally one more ghost. There are a few more with Gens 3 and 4. We have fought 4 different bug types in this area, so that's pretty good. But yeah, Gen 5 really cooked with a nice variety of ghost types too. Things like Jellicent, Chandelure. Cofagrigus is not my favorite, but it's a kind of interesting ghost. Golurk. Good generation for those two types, and also fighting actually. Some of the regular fighting type Pokemon, the ordinary ones in this game, are not among my favorites. Conkeldurr had a good competitive run for a while at least, but the first fighting type legendaries and a whole trio of them. Yeah, Gen 5 did really nicely by some types. And I don't feel like there are any that are especially neglected, unless I'm forgetting something. For a few loads, send it by Pokemon. For a lot of loads, send it by ship. Use the best method for your needs. As for how I got on that subject earlier, obviously Ghost is my favorite type, so I was going to ramble about that eventually, but there's a nice little variety of bug types that I battled right now, and there's still plenty more. It's not like those kids sent out a Larvesta. You can get to the cold storage through the gap between the fence and the container over there. Alright, sounds legit. Wow, garbage can that actually had something in it, a PB up. Let's see if this vending machine has anything in it. It does. I don't want to buy anything, I was just curious. I can get a cold storage encounter here. Again, I don't think it can be a Vanillite because it's summer. The pure chill of the cold storage. Taste how cold it is. Okay. You gonna show me a Vanillite? Pansage. Alright, yeah, screams cold to me. Wanna see if I can land my very first slam of the playthrough? Nice. Now if we just land the next one, that's an easy 2-hit KO. He got all 5 Fury Swipes hit, so I think I should land another slam. Nice, let's go. Is your last cold Pokemon a Pansear? Oh, Timber. Not what I expected from your pre-battle dialogue, but that's okay. Keeping me off balance, I guess. Now the problem is I don't want to go to my normal type attack for the accuracy now because Slam is actually less accurate than Leaf Tornado, so we'll just throw another Leaf Tornado at this. It's okay. Chilly? I feel the shiver Chilly? I feel the shiver pass along my spine. I definitely put the wrong inflection on that the first time. There are a lot of trainers, even in the cold storage. Okay. Great, let's get an encounter before we go into the dark grass. Oh, it is a Vanillite. Even though it's summer. Okay. Cool. I was completely wrong about that. Do I want to swap Vanillite onto the team? There's not really anyone I want to drop for it, though. Avalanche. Vanillite is so ugly, too. You know what? I would rather train a Vanillite than a Gothita, I think. So, apologies to Winnipeg. I don't think you ever got into a battle. But yeah, that specific team spot is just a rotating cast right now. Gotta catch the Vanillite first, of course. Alright, got a Vanillite. The temperature of their breath is negative 54 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know freedom units. That sounds extremely cold. They create snow crystals and make snow fall in the air around them. Yeah, I mean 0 Fahrenheit is crazy cold, right? Freezing Fahrenheit is like 30 something? I don't know, I was never properly taught that system. What I do know is that in a moment, after I finish exploring this grassy area over here, I will make the trip over to the Pokemon Center and get Churchill the Vanillite out of the PC. Okay, a protein, sure. I really didn't think I'd be able to encounter ice types here in summer, but I guess it is the cold storage. A very chilly area that gathers Pokemon from other areas that have tagged along on board ships. So if I am going to find an ice type in summer, this might be the place for it. Charlottetown is like one battle away from leveling up. I could get her to level 30 and then go see that dude who asked about a level 30 Pokemon, if I can find him again. Let's just go for it against this Herdier. I don't know why I didn't go for Crunch, it's stronger. But I guess I'm just used to spamming Dig. I mean, I think Crunch has the same base power. What I mean is, it only takes 1 turn to execute. So it is stronger over 2 turns. Anyway, it's fine. Just a tiny bit inefficient, but no real problem. Charlottetown grows to level 30. I think that guy was in a house, but I don't remember which one. But that's okay. We'll get there. Definitely feel the seasonal allergies hitting a little bit. Hopefully I don't have to say that every time in this series from here on. This is the time of year for it, I guess, though. Churchill the Vanillite, Uproar, Icy Wind, Mist, and Avalanche. Might as well give it the Eviolite. Let's see if Vanillite can learn Echoed Voice. Let's see if Vanillite can learn Rock Tomb first. Probably not, right? But Gothita can. No Rock Tomb. Oops. Unable. It can learn Uproar, but not Echoed Voice. What can learn Echoed Voice in this generation? Mystery to me. Probably Audino, but like anything else? Any other Gen 5 Pokemon? I'm sure like Jigglypuff can, but you know. I can't go catch a Jigglypuff right now. This is the guy who gave him the Shell Bell. Still asking about showing the Pokedex to a professor. Really interested in professors for some reason, and nobody specific, just a professor. This is the Grass Pledge guy. Well, he could be the other kind of Pledge guy too, but Grass for me. It's not this guy, is it? Nope, he's the one complaining about the meanies. And I shouldn't make fun of that. They stole his Pokemon. I didn't think... I thought I'd gone to this house too early for it to be here, but maybe it is. No. Who was it that wanted to see a level 30 Pokemon? It's not somebody up there, right? Could it be somebody down here? I don't see how it could be. Well, since I'm already down here, I'll go into the cold storage and fight Team Plasma, and then I'll try to figure it out after that, if I remember. You want to know about this place? This is the cold storage. Inside, there are workers with their Pokemon. Oh, and then Charon shows up. Black. Do you think Team Plasma could be in there? I don't like cold places, but we have to check. What a bother. What a bother. Poor guy. Another heart scale, nice. Charon just has one thing he wants to do, although he'll learn better. But that one thing is not this. A Vanillite could also in theory be useful into the ground gym, but I don't think it's really going to add much that Servine and Ducklet don't already, but we'll see. Well, still. Is there anything more important than strength for trainers, like that champion said? The champion? Oh, I'll never understand just by thinking about it. What a bother. Let's hurry up and check the inside. Okay, Charon's at... I shouldn't be too hard on Charon. He's at a tricky part in his character arc, right? He's had a specific worldview that he's been stuck in for a while. And he started to ask questions because he wasn't getting the results he wanted. And now he's at the very early end of learning another way of thinking. So yeah, things are bothersome to him right now. It's all such a bother. But that's appropriate. He'll get better. When you walk through the containers, some places are frozen, so you go sliding around. Which is why, when I go get this netball here, there's not really anything else I can do to progress in this direction. So, we'll have to go this way. What a dangerous warehouse. I can't believe these guys work here. When it's cold, wear a lot of clothes. Only humans could come up with something so clever. Yeah, I've never seen a Pokemon do that one on its own initiative. Fair enough. That Pansear probably does okay in here, though. Helps you out, too. Let's see if Steinbach can handle this. Should be able to. It's actually at a higher level than Pansear, even though I never sent it into a battle before. That's the experience share for you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pop, 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 pop. Nice crit, I think. Looked like crit text went by there. Now Timber, this could rock throw, but I'll just aerial ace it and see what happens. I also have Feather Dance, but I don't... Probably not much value in that. Yeah, another aerial ace should just KO. After this wake up slap doesn't do much. GG. Timber, of course, an appropriate Pokemon to spam in this area because these guys are industrial and warehouse workers. Timber is kind of an industrial or warehouse worker Pokemon. I'll tell you something clever. If you use a fire type move and a Pokemon that's frozen solid, the ice will melt. That's pretty clever. Now, how do you handle this workplace? Look, I have to go to get up here. I have to slide this way on the literal frozen floor, then go up here, walk across some containers, and literal blocks of ice. You're pretty energetic considering the cold place we're in. Let's warm up with the Pokemon battle. How do you guys? How is this your life? You guys need to unionize or something. Got a Panpour. Probably rather a Pansear in here, but all right. And a Timber, of course. Is there someone with a Pan Sage and a Timber, or did I already fight them outside? I fought someone with a Pan Sage. Can't remember what else they had or who they were. Once again, no longer using Tackle for the accuracy. Instead, it's another Leaf Tornado for the accuracy, but it still misses. This is an awkward stage for training a Servine. It'll get better once I have a superior and some stronger and more accurate attacks. And an accuracy boosting setup move. I am storing thick fat to resist the cold. I didn't just get fat. Please don't get me wrong. Alright. Yeah, slide across the literal blocks of ice and walk across some more containers. Although I am in the cold storage, my heart is burning. You okay? This guy just has a girder. No monkey. But his one Pokemon is a little bit more buffed up than the Timber that those other guys have. Another one might KO. Can't believe it hit Rock Throw through the accuracy drop though. That's crazy. Steinbach wants to learn Air Slash. That is stronger than Aerial Ace, so okay. Oh no. Some Pokemon grow stronger when they get colder, while some Pokemon love hot places. That's right, everyone is different. Every Pokemon is different. Alright. A lot of NPCs alluding to some of the key themes of the game. Nice consistent, I guess. The best trainer of Ice-type Pokemon is the cold storage. That's me! Well, nobody else seems to be training any Ice types. Anyway, if so many people agree on these values all over the Unova region, it kind of makes you wonder how Team Plasma really has any sway. Maybe everyone sympathetic to them has already joined up. Or maybe it's just a little bit of a world-building issue. Not the end of the world. I'm just going to Leaf Tornado this, because what am I switching in on it? Okay, Taunt is fine. I'll Leaf Tornado you again. I mean, I'm running low on Leaf Tornadoes. I might be out of them by the time I get to Team Plasma. That's okay. I can just swap another Pokemon to the lead, right? Level 29. And this guy's a Timber. No Girder. He's the strongest Ice-type trainer here, not the strongest Timber trainer. And I will use my last Leaf Tornado to close this out, and then I should swap another Pokemon to the lead. How about... Nah, not what I was about to say. Let's just try Quebec. Why not? Sad thing is, Quebec is actually starting to fall behind a little bit after getting so much attention last episode. Is this the Pansage guy? Is this Red? Is this Champion Red right here? He's speaking like him. Ready to battle? Never mind, Red can handle a cold area. Without talking like that. This guy's actually leading off with a Timber. Maybe he just has 3 Timber. Nice Spark crit. Nice, not taking too much from the Rock Throw. And now, of course, I have a Shell Bell on Quebec. We'll get a little bit of HP back here at no cost because the Timber is knocked out. I think that was 1 HP back, wasn't it? Oh well. Get a little more now, before taking another attack. Hera, hope it doesn't have guts. Might have guts. Low kick. I don't know if that's guts damage or not. A full para here would be nice. Or a crit, that works too. 2 crits. Can't say Quebec isn't trying. I guess I'll try a Flame Charge into this Vanillite. Good damage. Unfortunately, good damage back, too. Come on, Quebec. Quebec really needs to evolve. You know that point in a playthrough sometimes where one of your Pokemon is just falling way behind and it's probably fairly close to evolving? I'm not actually sure about Quebec. I'm becoming more convinced in my head that Zebstrika, the Blitzel evolves into Zebstrika somewhere in the 30s. But yeah, Quebec really feels like it needs to evolve. I'm shivering. And then unfortunately, even though Zebstrika is very cool, it is one of my very favorite Gen 5 Pokemon designs. I know it does kind of fall off later in the game with no more evolution to save it. We'll deal with that if and when we get to it, but yeah, rough out here for a Blitzel right now. Normally I would go heal because I had a Pokemon Faint, but I don't want to come all the way back in here. I'll just try to fight Team Plasma without Quebec. Oh, is someone in there? Shall we go then? Maybe I'll slap the experience share right back onto Quebec next episode as I get ready for the Flying Gym, because the Zebstrika would be... For all that I'm complaining about Blitzel and Zebstrika would be great in the Flying Gym. Ah, it's this guy. One of the more memorable of the 7 sages. If you play Black and White 2, you know Zanzalin here. Zinzalin? I actually don't know what language his name comes from. Hang on. But yeah, an early preview of how this guy feels about the cold. He doesn't like it, yet he keeps seeking it out. Don't know what to make of that. His name does come from French. It's not a French word that I know, but for Pokemon. It says that it's a French word for reddish-purple. Zanzalin, I guess. All of you, huddle around me. I can't take this cold. Oh, if you don't know, the 7 sages, other than Ghetsis, are named for colors in various languages. Which is why I knew to wonder that about this guy's name. We'll meet more of them over time, of course. Whatever. I can't believe you were really hiding. It's a bother, but if you're cold, shall I show you outside? Pokemon are our king's friends. While we're taking care of them, we can't let any harm come to them here. Everyone drive these intruders away. Understood, Zanzalin of the 7 sages. Put 'em up, 'cause here we come! Alright. Black, let's each take care of one side. Alright, well, Charon's getting that training he wanted. You take care of those guys over there. Let's see what these guys over here have to say. Me? Losing to a trader like this? Was Charon already racking up wins? Achoo! Why did I end up here when I'm allergic to the cold? Alright, let's see what this one says. Running into the cold storage, thinking it was a regular container. How cold life can be. So they didn't really mean to hide in here. Can't talk to the one in the corner, unfortunately. In this group, I'm fairly strong, and that's a fact. I'm fairly strong. In this group, I'm fairly strong. Alright, my nose is getting really stuffed up, and I think it's probably affecting the sound of the commentary, although hard for me to know. So before I do something about this Watchog, I am going to quickly go take something for allergies and hope that helps for the rest of this recording. I will be right back. Okay, maybe next time I'll just do that before I start recording, independent of how I'm feeling. I don't know if that's a sensible thing to do. Anyway, let's deal with this Watchog. Everybody keeps spamming dark types into my Krokorok even after it evolved. But yeah, my Crunch is stronger, of Probably do want to switch out of the Scraggy though, so let's go Steinbach actually. I have a flying type that doesn't have Defeatist. I'm a little bit more comfortable out of my two flying types, switching this one into danger. Not a ton of danger though. And that headbutt. Just got rid of my only physical attack, so the Swagger can only hurt, not help. But it doesn't hurt. GG. So much for being fairly strong. Long live Team Plasma, he says. The Pokemon that work with people may look like they're having fun, but the truth is they're suffering. There's no doubt about it. No doubt, huh? Not questioning your worldview at all? Couldn't be me. For this group, I'm pretty strong. I hope you know that. What do you think? Is pretty strong better than fairly strong? Let's see. Got a live bird. I could be pretty strong at this point in the game. I don't want to crunch it. We'll deal with the 2 turns of dig instead. I thought I might fake out, but nope. Torment. You get 1 dig here. Then I think I have to pick a different move. Or I can just knock Glipert out with the first dig. That works too. I think fairly strong was actually better than pretty strong. Maybe I should have gone in the other order, huh? Maybe this... In the middle of the night, we gathered all the Pokemon we stole in front of the container so we could transport them all at the same time. Then Clay, that old guy, found us. We've been captured! Alright, so that sheds some light on what's going on here. They have been stealing a bunch of Pokemon and trying to traffic them through Driftveil City since this is the shipping hub of the Unova region. That explains why Clay got involved, but... And I guess Clay, as the boss of this this area, would intervene with people messing with his ships, but... Yeah, a ruckus because he was politely called and asked to please lower the drawbridge. That part's still a stretch. Kind of feels like being taken advantage of a little bit here, but I'm still happy to help deal with Team Plasma. And so far, fairly strong has been better than pretty strong, so I'm guessing this next one is going to be just like a little bit strong, kind of. In my own way, I'm a strong part of this Team Plasma group. Alright, strong in her own way. That fits. It is a funny bit that they're all saying they're relatively strong for this group. And they're all pretty much about the same, really. I think that first guy was the strongest so far. He had 2 Pokemon. Stockpile, alright. Does that mean it'll take a dig? Let's see. By the way, since I called it out, decent variety on the Pokemon teams among these grunts. Maybe I just didn't know what I was talking about earlier. That is something I thought I remembered. Maybe we'll see more of it as I get again into the middle stage of the game. Like next episode and the one after. But maybe not. There's decent variety, at least in this area. I wonder why I'm getting sleepy for some reason. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's get you out of here. Alright, buddy. We've had fairly strong, we've had pretty strong, we've had strong in my own way. What have you got for me? I'm one of the tougher members of Team Plasma here. Alright, simple, but gets the point across. And he has 2 Pokemon, so he might be right. No Intimidate? I'll just stay in and dig. Mud Slap. I can see that winning him some battles against these other grunts. But Sandile just drops, and his last Pokemon is a Watchog. Beat that with a crit crunch. It doesn't get to crunch back this time. Takes it away, I'll take it back. I don't know what he's talking about, but okay. So cold. How can I win when I'm shivering so hard? And here's Clay with his workers. Well, I'll be. Hiding in a chilly old place like this? You guys take these Pokemon robbers. Roger. Oh, did I gloss over there, Sharon asking me, are there people in there? And me just saying yes when, how would I know? But I was right, there were people in there. Eek! Ugh. Zinzalon has nothing to say, he's probably too cold. You guys ain't so bad. Yep, a promise is a promise. Come on and challenge my gym. Whatever. Team Plasma's ideal. Separating people of Pokemon. It's exactly the same as not having Pokemon in this world at all. That bunch is a waste of oxygen. Black, it's cold, so I'm getting out of here. Hey. Charon absolutely skewering Team Plasma's ideal there, but we've also seen him at the early end of reconsidering his own. And I wonder what we're supposed to think about what Sharon is saying there, because so I talked about this with the scene with Bianca's dad. This game does take sides on its conflict, but at the same time, it's a major sort of theme to it is that things aren't black and white, that there are multiple valid perspectives and ways to understand each other, even as ultimately we might agree on a course of action that aligns with what one side wanted and not the other. We can still kind of understand where they're coming from, talk to each other, keep open minds, and build common ground, and that's how N's story plays out the way that it does in the end. And there is clearly something sincere at the root of what part of Team Plasma is up to. You could call it the N wing if you want. Some of them have seen Pokemon abuse, and they're very saddened by it, and they think that they're doing a good thing and building a better world for humans and Pokemon alike. I wonder whether we were supposed to agree with Sharon that their ideal is a load of nonsense. It's just the same as a world with no Pokemon, because that doesn't seem consistent with what a lot of this story is about. Even though Charon is on the right side of the conflict, I think eventually he will come to better understand at least N's view, right? I don't remember what interactions those two have, or even, I don't know if they interact much, but what happens when Charon is around for some of N's scenes. And at the same time, right, this is also playing out while Charon is starting to break out of his rigid thinking about his own ideals and start to question the path that he's been tunnel visioned into all this time, but that it doesn't really necessarily paint a full and healthy picture for him. So I feel like we're not... The more I talk about it, the more I think we shouldn't just take what Charon said at face value, even though Team Plasma are in the wrong and they are the villains. Sort of. I mean, N's not a villain. But Team Plasma really are kind of a mix of villains and anti-villains, I guess. Which can be a little bit discombobulating in this game. It's a little bit clearer in Black 2 and White 2 when those two sides of Team Plasma are actually split into separate groups with separate uniforms and everything, but hey, how about that? One entity split in two by competing values. Huh. The villainous take on it, of course. But yeah, I feel like we should keep an eye on that. I think Charon will expand his worldview in at least a couple of different ways over the rest of this story. Because I don't think we're supposed to think that Team Plasma's concerns about the world have no valid basis and no merit at all. Even as we are supposed to oppose them and fight back against what they want to do. Maybe the level 30 person was in the market. She sells milk. This is the woman that Charles is trying to woo. These people sell herbs. Oh, it is this guy. Oh, strong. You, great. Take this. He gives me an expert belt. That's a decent item. I'm awash in decent items, though, and I don't even have 5 badges yet. What am I going to do with the expert belt? I don't know. Maybe there's a place for it at some point. Anyway, gym time. Gee, I know what's about to happen at the gym. Let's see if I can get a preview from up here. No, you can just make out that there's someone standing in front of the truck, but that's it. And it's Sharon. There's a little bit of his hair sticking up in my line of sight. And there's Trump. Okay, I said I wouldn't do that very much, but it is his first appearance since the break. I'm gonna take this one. It's also not a completely fair comparison, because Getsus is much better at keeping his composure and pretending to be a decent human. Anyway, Clay, it's a pleasure to meet you. You can see he brought reinforcements to get Zanzilan and the other guys freed. I am Getsus of Team Plasma. I've come to pick up my associates who are in your care. I don't need no thanks now. Your buddies were trying to steal some folks' Pokemon. Yeah, it sounds like they were doing a lot of that. What's this? It seems as if there's been some misunderstanding. We only free Pokemon from wicked people. Oh yeah, that's totally different, Getsus. Well, that sounds real nice if it's true. I may not talk purty, but at least I'm an honest man. You talk real nice, but what you're saying kind of sounds like lying. So tell me plain, what are you trying to say? Team Plasma also has an interest in Driftveil City, and we have many, many more members besides those who are here. Well, I can't tell if you're lying or not, but I reckon you've won this without a fight. Humph! Fine, take him and get! A decision worthy of a businessman called the Minor King. Your grasp of the situation is outstanding. By the way, guess as they're implying... Remember what I said about how it seems like most people I talk to in this game have a healthy view toward the relationship between people and Pokemon and see how we can get along and grow and build a society together, and the issues aren't black and white and so on. And I said, it's kind of weird that all the NPCs keep saying that, and it makes you wonder how Team Plasma has any pull in the community. Maybe everybody who's sympathetic has already joined up, but that's exactly not what Getsus just said. He's implying that he has a lot of people under some amount of his influence throughout the city. So I guess we just don't see them. It is a little bit... There's a little bit of disjointed world building there. I get how it came out the way it did, but it is a little bit weird that that Team Plasma has the best, in theory, has the best PR of any villain team so far, but we don't really see the effects of that except in that one crowd in Accumula Town at the beginning of the game. Unless something else is coming up later, but I can't think of anything. Your grasp of the situation is outstanding. Well then, we'll be taking our colleagues off your hands. Getsus, thank you very much. Don't worry, my fellow servant of the king. We are 2 of the 7 sages, are we not? Well then, everyone, I expect that we will meet again somewhere. Sorry to let Team Plasma go after you track him down, fellas. Say, why don't we cheer ourselves up with a Pokemon battle? Well, you already promised me one. Don't keep me waiting. Well, we avoided a fight in the middle of the city anyway. I don't know why that would be an issue. The bigger thing is just the implication that Getsus had a lot of numbers on his side. That's why Clay backed down. Still, I can't help but think Getsus isn't just an ordinary person. I'm off to go make my Pokemon stronger. I really don't want to lose to that Clay guy. Anyway, actually, I'm going to win my gym badge in a flawless victory. Alright, Charon is back on his just be the strongest arc. But Alder has planted the seeds for something else. We'll see those seeds grow over time. Not really sure what to make of Clay. It was a really weird, manipulative thing that he did when I arrived in town. But now he's like, look, I'm not fancy, but I'm a straight talker. And he's kind of cutting through Getsus' spin. Of course, Getsus wins that exchange anyway because he just brings more firepower. But yeah, Clay is the plain-spoken, down-to-earth, if you will, guy cutting through Getsus' nonsense. I like that side of Clay. It lines up a little bit weirdly with the first interaction with him, where he's like, somehow you asking me about a bridge caused Team Plasma to escape. Go fix it. But maybe I'm reading too... Maybe I'm overthinking that. Who's to say? Elevators are provided for my use. Let's go. I have not been collecting my fresh waters from these guys. But This time, I sure did get that water. Kind of makes me wonder why Clay is living next to water. Well, I think I can answer that. It's good for business. This is not one of my favorite gym puzzles. It is kind of nice. I do like the door that opens up at the bottom. It's just a nice dramatic little thing. Okay, Challenger, bring it on. But I do like this more than Clay's second gym puzzle. I really don't like that one. It's a rare gym puzzle that I just cut short. Usually finish as quickly as I can without trying to find all the gym trainers. I forgot that I swapped Quebec to the front of the party. Hard switch to Toronto here. This gym puzzle is okay, it's just not anything special, I think. Except some of the visuals are kind of nice, like I said, at the end. In Clay's room, too. That's a nice gym leader room. Now, unfortunately, switching it on a mud shot means a speed drop, and then he went for another speed drop after that. Hey, Quebec leveled up. I should be able to handle this dribbler even if it gets to attack first. Dig! That's gonna waste a valuable Leaf Tornado power point. How annoying. Anyway, goodbye dribbler. Clay's nothing in this gym worries me except Clay's Excadrill, but Clay's Excadrill does worry me. We'll see how that goes. Oh, and it actually Blitzel evolves to level 27, just as I was complaining about how far behind it had fallen. How badly it was doing as a Blitzel at this point in the game. We do finally get our Zimstrika. That is going to come in handy next gym, but not this one, of course. Unless I need a Flame Charge to finish off the Excadrill at the end. We'll see. But yeah, nice evolution. Those sure do get dragged out. In terms of when they happen in black and white. I still have across the... This is, I think, the first fully evolved Pokemon in the playthrough. Against the other 5 Pokemon on the current team, there are still 6 evolutions yet to come. Might not even get to all of those as I swap team members in and out, but we'll see. This elevator is definitely not the right way, but I think it might lead me to a gym trainer I don't fight otherwise. Yeah, that guy. Okay. When the elevator goes up, my spirits rise. When the elevator goes down, my spirits fall. If you want to know why Clay is at the bottom, defeat me. Are you implying that Clay is, What are you implying about Clay? Well, I'll have to defeat him to find out. I forgot to swap again. Oops. At least we get to see Zimstrika in battle for the first time, sort of. Switch out right now. This is actually a lot like my first black playthrough team right now. I mean my very first one. I had Superior, Zimstrika, and Crocodile. But then the rest of the team was Darmanitan, Sigilif, and Caracosta, which it won't be here. I've already passed the only areas where I can encounter Darumaka and Sigilif, and I picked the other fossil. I guess a fossil Pokemon is also a similarity. Anyway, this guy dropped quickly. He said his spirits are going all the way down. Clay is waiting at the very bottom because he wants to remember when he was at the bottom in the past. Okay. I was worried he was telling me that Clay struggled with depression or something. This is much nicer than that. And you know what? It gives Clay a little bit of motivation for his big business moves. Becoming basically the titan of industry for this region. A little bit of implied backstory there. That's kind of a nice touch. I face my Pokemon and we share our real feelings. Sometimes that's what I do in this Pokemon gym. And hey, Clay, at a low point in life, I guess went literally to a low point and got his mining business going, and now he's a ground-type gym leader and business is good. Let's Leaf Tornado through this Crocorock. The only Pokemon I'm worried about in this gym is Clay's Excadrill. That one can be a problem in some playthroughs, but I have plenty for all these other ground types. When we lose, I apologize to my Pokemon. It is important for our future and it helps me grow strong. That's nice. Look at all the accountability on some of the NPCs in this area. There was that other guy who was like... Oh, whoops. Don't want to go up here just yet. This is the actual right way. There was that other guy who was like, when I win, it's my Pokemon. When I lose, it's me. Pokemon trainers really acting like sports coaches here. Anyway, I received intense training from Clay. No trainer around here is out of my league. Well, let's see. I don't think you have an Excadrill. Sandile, Palpitoad. Is it Drillbur last? Is it Clay's team, but with fewer evolutions? Another Pokemon at level 30, nice. Just another Sandile, okay. Yeah, not much to be worried about here. I think I might be out of your league, buddy. And there's one more gym trainer, and I only have one Leaf Tornado left, so after that I'll go heal before coming back to fight Clay. But at least I'm only doing that once mid-gym. It's not as bad as I thought it might be. Clay is at the bottom of the gym, but I will test you to see whether you are skilled enough to face the gym leader. Alright, let's go. Our only Pokemon is a Drillbur. Kind of appropriate as the last line of defense before the gym leader, whose ace is an evolved form of Drillbur that no one in this gym has shown to me yet. In fact, I don't think I've seen one yet at all in this playthrough. It would be kind of a weirdly strong Pokemon to have run into before now. It's really nice as the 5th gym leader's ace, actually. It is a very appropriately scary mid-game boss. Anyway, Pokemon Center, then Clay. Yeah, I don't really have any issue with that gym puzzle, I just don't find it very interesting. Granted, I find Elisa's gym puzzle interesting because colorful lights and roller coasters go wee. So... my standard might not be everyone's, and a gym having some nice visuals or nice music or something is already pretty good in my book. Before I challenge Clay, I am, as I said, going to move the Eviolite to Steinbach the Ducklet. And I think I'll just not give the experience share to anyone right now. I can think about it next episode, but... actually, I might as well give it to Churchill the Vanillite. I just don't know that Churchill the Vanillite is long for this team. Especially with Chargestone Cave coming up. But I don't know that she isn't long for this team, so I'll give her the experience share. And hey, if an Ice type makes it all the way to the Flying Gym, that could be useful. Although I think the Flying Gym might just be a Zipstrike sweep. We'll see. Just zoom through this puzzle with no detours this time, because why would I take any detours? Already battled everyone. Not like there's much to explore. I started Pokemon battles after I grew up, but I got so into it. I thought you might say something about, you're ready to face Clay now. But no. It's funny that I had to do that whole windy puzzle because a pylon here stopped me from just going to this elevator. Forget the tiny little shrubs that you have to cut. This guy can't move a pylon. Guess it wouldn't be in the spirit of the game if he did. But now, yeah, this part I like. We drop way down here. This huge metal door opens up. It's pretty impressive. And Clay's room does look very nice. This I like about this gym. Well, I think it's about time to see for myself what it is about your skills that make a gym leader like Elisa take such a shine to you. I like the clear mutual respect between two very different characters in Clay and Elisa. Of course, we'll see all the gym leaders, almost all the gym leaders, come together later in a crisis, but yeah, these two come from very different worlds and have very different attitudes, but in keeping with the themes of this game, there's clearly not any issue there. They both just each do their own thing and support, you know, show up together to support the region when needed. Anyway, there goes his Krokorok. And here's the Excadrill. Can I land a Leech Seed into it? That would be nice. It's going straight for the Rock Slide. It's probably going to flinch, right? It did. But I can try once more for a Leech Seed. Won't drop immediately to another Rock Slide. He actually goes for Hone Claws. I do want to keep Toronto for the Palpitoad in the I missed it. I do want to keep Toronto for the Palpitoad in the back. I'll sack Quebec. I should probably have sacked Moncton, because Quebec at least can flame charge this as a, you know, after somebody else is taking a hit. We do survive a hit though, so I will get a flame charge off. Flinch hit a Leech Seed miss, absolutely classic. That flame charge did reasonable damage though. +1 Bulldoze will drop Quebec, no problem. It also crit. I don't remember whether Bulldoze hits through Dig. I think it might. I'll go Charlottetown here because I can Intimidate and Mud Slap. And that'll set up to make Churchill, or not Churchill. What's my Ducklet called? Steinbach's life a little bit easier. He's still going with the Rock Slide even though it's resisted. Why does everyone click resisted attacks into Krokorok specifically? Truly one of the mysteries of the game at this point. There's the Bulldoze now. I don't know if it hits through Dig or not, but hey, I got an accuracy drop. Oh, you know what the problem was though? His Excadrill was already at +1 accuracy because of the Hone Claws, so now it's just at neutral accuracy. It can miss a Rock Slide. It's also at neutral attack because of the Hone Claws. The Intimidate only dropped it down to 0. It can miss a Rock Slide now, but not this one. Steinbach with the Eviolite, I think. I did remember to equip it, right? Takes the Rock Slide. Doesn't do a whole lot back with a Bubble Beam. Clay is going to have some kind of potion as well, I think. Doesn't matter. He'll knock out Steinbach here. And yeah, I have pretty much nothing for the Excadrill now. I guess I just have to hope that a Leaf Tornado KOs. After I don't get flinched by this Rock Slide. Oh, KOs with a crit. I crit the X. Okay. I got flinched. I missed Leech Seed. But Toronto made up for it with a crit. This battle is just all about Toronto, even though 4 other Pokemon tried. Churchill's trying to learn Taunt. I'll drop Mist. I'm never clicking Mist. What does Mist even do? Does it stop stat drops? I think something like that. The move's existed since Gen 1, and I have to hesitate and think about what it does. Anyway, his last Pokemon is Palpitoad. Just gotta land the Leaf Tornado, and we do. Plays Excadrill as a menace, but the rest of his gym, not so much. And we got past the Excadrill in the end. Flinch into Leech Seed miss into Leaf Tornado crit. GG Clay. Toronto grows to level 31. Probably going to evolve pretty soon. Not sure if it's 36 or a little bit earlier for Servine. We'll see. Roof. I see. Roof. I think it's supposed to be roof. Roof. I see, but I sure don't like it. For such a youngin', you have an imposing battle style. I know you got some people who can dig up your potential. Roof. Here, take this. I'm still not doing the roof very well, am I? At least not without really thinking it through. Roof. Anyway, got that badge. No need to comment on its shape. And that's my 5th badge. If that's so, Pokemon up to level 60 will obey you. Also, I'll give you this TM. Well, that was the plan, but I just remembered there's something I want. Oh, wait in front of the cave at the end of Route 6, would ya? What's the problem? Go wait in front of the cave at the end of Route 6. Alright. Well, Clay will be Clay right at the end here. I know he's going to help me out at the end of Route 6, but we'll go see what that's about next time. Receive an actual favor from Clay. And a Bulldoze TM. But for now, that's it. Driftveil City's fun. That's always a fun little sequence in this game. We're going to see some really interesting parts of the Unova region next time, too. So, see you then.